5th of February, Rabbi Mor Parsha Hashavua. Yisro.
Yeah, if you look at Rashi in Parsha Shmois, L'kohen Midyon Sheva Bonos. Where is it? Look in chapter 2, Pasuk 16.
Chapter 2.
Pasuk 16.
Okay, I'm in 2. Let me see, where's 16? 16. So it says, Ulechohein Midyan Sheva Banos Vatavona Vatidlena.
Okay, we can leave that. The main point is,
It says the minister of Midian had 7 daughters.
okay, so Rashi says, what's L'kohen Midyon?
He was the foremost among them.
Oh, so again, and that's what the Targum also says over here. Rabba de Midyon. He was the Lord. That's how I translated. He was the Lord of Midyon. He was he was a noble. He was an honored person, a great person among them.
Right?
That's a Kohen. Kohen means somebody who's a great and honored person. Okay?
Which is odd because don't we learn that he was out of favor?
So he originally was a great person, Kohen. He had this title. His name was Lord Yisro. You don't have such things. But anyway, but he was but afterwards, because he separated from Avodah Zarah, therefore people, how do you say it? Not extradited is the right word. What's the part of the word? They put him in Chayrim. I mean, they
excommunicated.
They excommunicated him. Right, that's the right word.
But it's odd, the timing, because what we're reading now is many years later than the time when Moshe saved his daughters at the well.
Right.
And that incident is the incident which is the basis of saying that he was out of favor. So he had already been out of favor for quite a long time at this time. So it's odd that he would be called a Kohen.
Okay, it's true. Actually, how long before Moshe left Midian and went to, under Kodesh Baruch Hu's bidding, Moshe Rabbeinu went back to Egypt. What was the time difference?
Well, he had to get married. He had to have 2 children.
No, so the second child was born shortly before they left because he didn't do bris milah. The bris milah was done on the way.
That's what I said. He had 2 children before he left.
Just about. So I don't know how long he was married for, let's say 2, 3 years. Not a major amount of time. And he was 80 years old when he came back to Egypt, or 79 years old, let's say. So let's say he was about 75 years old when he married Zipporah. Okay? And yet he was, when he ran away from Paro, he was maybe He was not much over 13. It says the apostle of Moshe Rabbeinu, what it says?
I thought he was 40 when he left Egypt.
He went out to his brethren. Where's it? Chapter 3. Chapter 2, sorry. Vayhi bayom imohem, vayigdal Moshe vayetze lecho vayar b'siv leisov. Doesn't say how old he was, but he says vayigdal Moshe. Okay, the kids I don't know what's in, but the Maisa, there's a major amount of years gap between that, which the Medrash says he actually became a king in Kush in the meantime. Don't know how long he ruled there, but this had been not necessarily so many years earlier. That's what I'm pointing out. This had been could be just maybe 5 years earlier. This whole business that they had excommunicated Yisro. Okay, and don't forget, Yisro was one of the original advisors of Paro. To ask Paro and consulted, there were 3 advisors: Bilam, Eov, and Yisro. That's what the Medrash says. And Yisro was the one who told Paro in no certain times to leave the Bnei Yisrael alone. And for that, he was Zoicha. He merited to have, was probably the greatest man in history, Moshe Rabbeinu, as his son-in-law. Okay?
Yeah. Okay. So Yisro, the minister of Midian, the father-in-law of Moses, heard all that God did to Moses and to Israel, his people, that Hashem took Israel out of Egypt. So Rashi says, Vayishma Yisro, Yisro heard, Ma Shemuah Shama Uva. What did he hear that he came?
Right, that made him come.
Kirias Yamsuf Umil Chemes Amalek. The splitting of the Sea of Reeds and the war with Amalek. Yisro.
So what does Rashi mean? There were many other things that had happened.
Well, I think he's saying these were the events that were significant to him.
So a number of Parsha explain the idea of what Rashi's saying over here. The fact that Vayishma Yisro came to Yom Chesed Moshe, Iskal Asher Asher the kingdom of Moshe, everybody heard Badson, what had happened. It says Shoma Amim Yogozum Chilachaz Yoshe Peloshes. This was world news. The Kriyas Yamsuf.
Right.
Okay? But they say, that's what Rashi says. Ma Shmua Shoma Uba. What prompted that Yisro heard what had happened, and he didn't just stay at home and wait till the sports report, right? The next item on the news. He actually picked himself up, as next Pasuk base says, right? He says, we're not staying here, we're getting up and going. So what prompted him to actually pick himself up and join the Jewish people rather than staying at home? The answer is Kriyas Yamsuf u'Milchemes Amalek. That despite the fact that being this tremendous, this probably unparalleled show of HaKadosh Baruch Hu's sole sovereignty over everything in the creation that happened at Kriyas Yamsuf. Nevertheless, a short time later comes along Amalek and he says, "Ooh, these Jewish people think they're so big, they're the invincibles. We'll show them." So says Yisro to himself, if with all HaKadosh Baruch Hu's showing the world how great he is and how powerful he is, and how, shall we say, how unique he is in his power, nevertheless, after a short while, the effect can wear off and can come along an Amalek and say, no, don't think the Jews are so invincible. So said Yisro to himself, I've got to pick myself if this has made an impression upon me that Kosh Baruch Hu is really the true God. If after that they can come along an Amalek can try to deflate the balloon, deflate the tremendous status of Klal Yisrael, the only way that I can really appreciate and serve the real God is by picking myself up and going. If I stay here, the effect's going to wear off. Therefore, that's why he picked himself up and decided, I'm joining in with the Jewish people. I'm joining in with my son-in-law and everybody else, because that's the only way I can maintain this recognition of Hashem can be maintained, will only be by actually joining in with the Jewish people. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's continue. Yisro.
Okay, Yisro. He was called by 7 names. I'm sorry, Shiva, Shemot.
Sheva Shemot. Yeah. Shiva actually should be. I don't know why it's about Sheva. Shiva Shemot.
He was called by 7 names. Ru'el, Yeter, Yisro, Chovav, Hever, Keni, Hutiel, Yeter, Al Shem, Sheyiter, Rasha, Achas, Yeter, which means extra, because he caused one more passage of the Torah
to be added.
Right? Ata Yechezeh, and you see, Yisro Lich She Nisga Yair V'Kiyem Hamitzos Hamitzvos Hosifu Lo Hu Achas
Os Achas.
Os Achas Al Shemo. So he was called Yisro because when he converted to Judaism, give me a second, I gotta stop this thing from making noise. Okay. When he converted to Judaism, and fulfilled the commandments, they added a letter, the Vav, to his name, Yeter. So he went from Yeter to Yisro when he converted. Chovav Shehi Bev Es HaTorah. Okay, so he's called Chovav, which means lover, because he loves the Torah. The Chovav Hu Yisro, and Chovav is Yisro. Shne'emar Mibnei Chovav Chosein Moshe, as it says, from the sons of Chovav, the father-in-law of Moshe. The
This
Yisro,
actually was in yesterday's Haftorah. It says that Yoel was the wife of Kani. Bnei Chovav Chosei Moshe. Okay?
okay. V'yesh omrim Ruel aviv shel Yisro. There are those who say that Ruel was not Yisro, but rather father of Yisro.
Right.
Umahu Omer, and what then is the meaning of the verse which says regarding the daughters of Yisro, Vatavona el Ruel avihen, and they came to Ruel their father. Shatinokos korin la'avi avihen abah. Young children called their father's father, father.
Right, called their grandfather, father.
So the fact that they called him, he's referred to as their father, is not necessarily mean he wasn't actually their grandfather. Chosein Moshe, father-in-law of Moshe. Kan haya Yisro miskabed b'Moshe. Here, Yisro felt himself honored through Moshe.
Right.
Ani Chosein Hamelech, I am the father-in-law of the king. Ulashe'avar Hazeh, I'm sorry, Haya Moshe Ole Hagedula Bechamim Bechamav Bechamiv. While in the past Moshe attributed the greatness to his father-in-law, She'amar Vayashav El Yetzer Chosno, and it says, and he returned to Yeter, his father-in-law.
Right.
The Moshe will Yisrael, to Moshe and to Israel.
Yeah, so the idea is that since the prophet says Choisnoi, that he was his father-in-law, he could have just said Vayoshev el Choisnoi, he went back to his father-in-law, or Vayoshev el Yeser. Why does he put the two together? To show that he was proud of being that his father-in-law was Yeser. Okay? Because we already know actually that Yeser was his father-in-law. Okay?
Right. L'Moshe uli Yisrael Shakul Moshe Keneged Kol Yisrael. So Moshe was equal to all of Israel.
Right.
Ace Kol Asher Asa.
Because otherwise, right? Otherwise, why is Moshe singled out over here? But just said, Ace Kol Asher Asa Lekim Yisrael, and Moshe is included in Yisrael. He was also one of them.
Right. So should have just said to all Israel.
Right. By the fact he puts Moshe singled out, this indicates that he was of equal greatness, of equal importance as Klal Yisrael.
That seems pretty strange. You have Aaron a Kohen is a member of Klal Yisrael, and he and Moshe were equal.
It doesn't quite say that actually.
I think it says because sometimes there's Moshe and Aaron, and sometimes there's Aaron and Moshe to tell us that they were equal.
That is true. Um, um, who are by the Parshas Vayera, who are in the Moshe? Yeah, maybe think, but now I guess when Moshe Rabbeinu was in his level of prophecy, for sure, he was greater than Aaron.
Right. But they both achieved their potential.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. It's a good point. I don't know. Obviously, they're referring to different aspects over here.
Right. But there were lots of other people besides Aaron.
Right.
He was
And I'm saying, when he's saying over here, Shoko Moshe connected Kol Yisrael, we're including Aaron as well among Kol Yisrael.
right. And there were others. There was Yeshua, there was Pinchas.
Right, so the other great people, sure.
Nachshon ben Aminadab. There was lots of really great people over there.
Right.
Besides all the other millions of people.
Let me just see over here. Okay. Fine. Yeah, let's continue. Next Rashi. Eis kol asher asa.
Es kol asher asa, all that God did, lahem, for them, be birifidas,
Beyuridas.
biyuridas, Haman, uva be'er, uva malek, in the descent of the man, and in the well, and in the battle with Amalek. Ki hotzi Hashem the Gomer. That Hashem took Israel out, etc. Zo gedola al kulam. This is greater than all of them. So the fact that Hashem took Israel out was greater than the manna and the well and the war. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
okay, Rashi mentions 3 things over here. Yeah. What he did for them by bringing them the Mon, the Be'er, Uba Amalek. Okay? And then Rashi says the next thing is Ki Yotzi Hashem Yisro Mitzrayim. Hello?
yeah, I read that. I'll do it again.
No, go ahead. Zu Gedoyle Al Kula. This is greater than all of them.
Right, and I said that means that taking them out was greater than the manna, the well, and the war.
Right. Yeah. Actually, this morning I just had an interesting chat. It's interesting that in the Parsha, the Torah uses 2 different names for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It says, "Vayishma Yisro Chayim Midyan Chayim Eskol Asher Sa Elokim LeMoshe Yisrael Yisrael Amoy Ki Hoitzi Hashem Es Yisrael MiMitzrayim." Why the change? So he wants the pshat which I heard is as follows: is that when we refer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu providing sustenance for people, then we use the name Midas Hadin, Elikim. Why? Because in a way, Kosh Baruch Hu is obliged. Kosh Baruch Hu created us, just like he does for the animals. Kosh Baruch Hu provides, creates the animals and provides all their food and whatever they need for survival. So too, Kosh Baruch Hu provides for us. If Kosh Baruch Hu created us, he has to provide us for our survival. So therefore, that's why Rashi specifically refers to, even though there were many other Nisim, right? He Moshe doesn't mention Kriyas Yamsuf over here. Okay. So why does Rashi mention, you read this Hamon, Be'er, and Amalek? Okay, is there, these are the three aspects which are basically for the survival of the Jewish people. Meaning, Yirid Hamon was food, Be'er was drink, was water, and Amalek, but because the Amalek came to attack them. So if HaKadosh Baruch Hu Chas v'shalom would have allowed Amalek to harm Klal Yisrael, it was like Kaviyachal HaKadosh Baruch Hu had a personal responsibility to protect Klal Yisrael from attack, right? Because he brought them out into the desert. So now the fact Amalek came to attack them, HaKadosh Baruch Hu in a way had a personal obligation to protect them. So that's why all these things, these three things are mentioned as Elikim. The fact they had food, the fact they had drink, and the fact they were protected from Amalek. But the actual them taking the Jewish people out of Mitzrayim, and as well Kriyas Yamsuf as well, that was more, the Kodesh Baruch Hu technically could have left them in Mitzrayim. Okay, as far as their survival, their basic survival was concerned.
Right.
So the fact that Hashem took them out of Mitzrayim, that was the Midas HaRachamim. That was the Shem Hashem, Yud Kei Vav Kei, was Midas HaRachamim, that Kodesh Baruch Hu did it, should we say, beyond the letter of the law. Beyond the letter of justice, Kodesh Baruch Hu brought the Jewish people out of Egypt. So that's Ki Hoitzi Hashem. That's Midas HaRachamim, Midas HaChesed, HaRachamim, the Kodesh Baruch Hu took them out of Egypt. Okay, let's continue.
All right, is Mayor here? You want to read Mayor?
Yes, I see him.
It's
Okay,
What pasuk?
Pasuk 2 in Yisro.
right.
Okay. So it says, Vayikach Yitro hotein Moshe et Tzipora eshet Moshe achar shiluchecha. So Yitro, the father-in-law of Moshe, okay.
Took. Vayikach, he took.
Oh, he took Tzipora. Okay. Vayikach
Right.
Tzipora. The wife of Moshe. Okay. After her having sent away.
Yeah. After she had been sent away.
After she had been sent away. Okay, Rashi. Achar shiluchecha. Okay, after having been sent away. Kasher lo, Kasher amar lo, HaKadosh Baruch Hu b'Midyan. Okay, so when Hashem said to, I guess to Moshe, Midian, okay, Lech Shev Mitzrayim.
Mitzrayim.
Oh, that's a Shura. Oh, okay. Lech Shura. So he said, go return to Egypt.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What did Moshe Rabbeinu do? Vayikach Moshe.
Vayikach Moshe Ishto v'et banav v'gomer. He took his wife and his sons,
etc.
Okay. V'yatza Aharon likrato, and Aaron went to meet him. Okay. By Yifgeshu vayifkeshehu bahar Elokim. Oh, and they met at the mountain of Hashem. Amar lo. So Aaron said to Moshe, let's see, Mihaim halalu. Who are these? Amar lo, Zohi ishti, Shenasati b'midyan, ve'elu benai. Okay, so he answered, this is my wife, that I married in Midian, and these are my sons. Amar lo, the Heichan ata molichan. So Aaron said to him, to where are you taking them, going with them? Okay. Amar lo lemitzrayim. He said to Egypt. Okay. Amar lo al harishonim. Anu mitzta'arim v'ata ba lahosif aleihem. And Aaron said to him, mitztarim, what we are distressed.
Yeah, we're concerned, we're bothered about the Rishonim, about the first people here, meaning the ones who are already here, that we already concerned. Let me see how I translated it. So concerned is the right word. We are distressed. About the first ones, the people of Israel already in Mitzrayim, we are distressed. And now you're coming to add to their number?
That's when he came back. Oh, okay.
So Omar lo, so he said to her,
okay, L'chila veit avicha. He said, go to your father's house. Okay. Natla shnei vaneha v'hacha la. So she grabbed her two boys,
two sons,
and went.
Right.
With, I guess, la to.
Well, you had sometimes in Hebrew, Lashon HaKodesh use that term, the possessive, means she went for herself, meaning she went back for her own personal reasons. In this particular sense over here, because she was, rather than go to Mitzrayim, where she may have been subject to the distresses of Egypt, what the Jews were suffering there, so she went back to her parents' house.
Okay, very good.
Okay, I think we'll stop here, and Bezat Hashem continue tomorrow. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Rabbi.
All right, have a great day.
Thank you. Have a good day.
See you, Yechiel.